Sometimes to realize what your true calling in life is, you've got to be, beaten straight by a foreign man. I I probably could have thought of a better intro. Greetings, I am Nebular, Chase Nebular, here to talk about the 2026 A24 film, Tony, which is the story about Anthony Bourdain. Yeah, the chef. The world famous chef. Full transparency, I had no idea who Anthony Bourdain is. No, we didn't really have cable that many times, and when we did, I was just watching SpongeBob, sometimes the Food Network, but Anthony Bourdain was just never one that popped into my, view. But before we get into all the nitty gritty, it was directed by Matt Johnson. Yeah. It was also written by Matt Johnson, along with Todd Bartels, and Lou Howe. It's a fun name to say. Matt Johnson did a good run because this is the second film of his that I watched on Mystery Movie Monday and ended up really enjoying it. He also did Nirvana. He also did Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. That's the one, this one right here. Which is another film that I truly enjoyed. It was really good. And this movie does star a certain Dominic Sessa. I'd never seen him act before in this movie. I know he was in a movie last year that everyone loved. I just never did. But his acting was so good, makes me want to watch that other movie. And not just that, makes me want to watch Tony again. So this movie is in fact a biopic about Anthony Bourdain. Like I said, he's a very famous chef, and a writer and TV host. Now, like I said earlier, I never knew who Anthony Bourdain was before this. When the movie started, I didn't know what was going on. It was until my buddy Mario was like, oh my god, this is the Anthony Bourdain movie. Bourdain, I think it's Bourdain. I've been pronouncing it wrong. So the movie follows Anthony Bourdain, played by Mr. Sessa, who is an aspiring writer who goes over to Cape Cod for the summer, following this girl that he's like, this is the girl I've had a crush on. And then while he's there, he starts working as a busboy, then moves his way up, becoming an apprentice to this chef, played by Antonio Banderas. And that's really the basis of the movie. So this is a biopic, but honestly, it does what most biopics don't do. See, most biopics would love to tell you is from birth to the most famous part of their life, like Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocketman, and the Michael movie. The idea of following just one story of him in one summer instead of his whole life honestly made this a better biopic, in my opinion. Probably the best biopic I've seen in a while. I always thought that a good biopic makes you want to research more into that person, and I still stand by that. But I do agree that, like, sometimes, those longer versions of their whole life kind of, waters them down. With Tony, it kind of does the opposite. Seeing his one story of him in the summer, learning to be a chef, still lying, want to be a writer, once again, being an asshole, it really piques my interest of wanting to learn more about him. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the movie. This movie's fantastic. I didn't know what to expect from this because I'd never seen a trailer. I hadn't heard about this movie coming out. I had no info going into it, which is the way I love watching movies. And after seeing it, it's great. It's a really nice feel-good movie that really takes you on a roller coaster of emotions. We start off with... Oh, spoilers, by the way. I forgot to mention that because... that's important. If you don't want to know, I'm going to talk about spoilers. But it does start off with Tony, his introduction to him, and he's automatically lying, kind of being an asshole to this group of women, and just like saying he's the big shit, lying to his family, running away, again getting drunk and disorderly at a bar, just not a great around person. It was not nice. But at the same time, he's a very charming person, so you already have such interest in his character. And there's just great chemistry between Sessa and Mr. Banderas in the movie. Antonio Banderas is a great actor in this movie. I think he's a great actor all around. Have you seen Spy Kids? But I don't know, in this movie, he just really, I loved his character. I loved Sessa. I loved Tony. I like every character, I really enjoyed watching. Even his Nordwell friend, where they're doing bad and doing the drugs, their chemistry works really well because the movie begins with a quote from Bourdain where he was saying when he was younger that he was an asshole and he was due a good ass kicking. And Banderas kind of gives that ass kicking, he's kind of douchey to him, always waking him up with a bucket of water, yelling, all this stuff. And it builds such a nice chemistry between them because you can see where he's looking for a figure to look up to and this figure's trying to help him to show that that he likes to cook. And the story's like super sweet and at the same time very simple. He's going for a girl, and at the same time he's lying to everyone, saying he's a writer. That's what he wants to do, and he finds his passion. Still lying about what his passion is because, he's like, I'm a writer. And I feel like that's very relatable in a way, that we all want to do something and we really want to achieve it. Sometimes we procrastinate it, and along the way we find something else that we like. There's a real nice relatability to it. I think it also shows like a really good message of like, you can fuck up so many times, but at the end of the day, you can always, fix it. I'm really obsessed with this movie at the moment because I want to go see it again. It was just such a good movie. Like, everything down it, the way it was written, the character, all the acting in the movie, the soundtrack was phenomenal. Like, I enjoyed it. If I really had to nitpick anything that I didn't like, it was near like the second half of the movie. It started really hitting those like biopic, I can't snap. In the second half, it really started hitting those marks and kind of reminding you, this is a biopic. Also, random side rant, just because it's been in my head and annoying me since it happened. People need to learn theater etiquette again. Because we're at the final ending of the movie, like literally the last seconds, and he's at the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America, and they ask him like, what is your name again? And it's the part where he's supposed to say, I'm Anthony Bourdain. But I hear some douchebag next to me, and I just hear his ass go, I'm Anthony Bourdain. And I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. I don't want to hear your dumb ass say Anthony Bourdain. I want to hear his dumb ass say Anthony Bourdain. I just want to say that. It has nothing to do with the movie. It was just something that annoyed me and I wanted to talk about. Do you like biopics or do you not like biopics? If you do, if you don't, which one's your favorite biopic and which one's your least favorite biopic? But other than that, I hope Matt Johnson keeps writing and keeps making more movies. Because so far, from the movies I've seen, he's 2-0. He's winning, and I'm gonna watch another one because I'm enjoying his work a lot. But other than that, peace.